on Kerrang Radio with Rise of the Phoenix. Good morning, my name is John Mahon, and it is now time to chat to Matt Leone from Madina Lake about the band's breakup.
John Mahon, Kerrang Radio.
Hello?
John.
How's it going, man? You alright?
Yeah, I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, fella. Right, let's get straight into it then. Madina Lake breaking up. My first question is, Matt, how do you feel about that?
It's a weird thing. It's like, sort of in denial about it now, just because we know we have a nice long tour coming up, but after that, it's going to be really hard,
Yeah, like coming to grips with actually, I'm not in a band anymore, sort of doing, well, the normal lifestyle.
It's a double-edged sword being in a band, because it's, everything that you always dreamt it to be, but then there's that whole component of it that people don't know about, which is it totally takes you out of the flow of life, and it's like its own island, You're in this world with no responsibility, no accountability. Someone is, always telling you what to do and when to do it, and by and large, you don't have to manage your own life or micromanage your own life, so once you get put back into the real world and you have to, reassimilate to it, it's like you forget that you have to close the door when you go to the bathroom,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I guess being in a band, you also fall into that schedule and that sort of way of life, which is sort of, we do a tour, then we do an album, then we do press, then we do another tour, then we do another album, then we do festivals, then we do that, and then it's just repeat.
Yeah, exactly. And like for the time that you are home, it's almost like you're on vacation when you're home, so it's totally flipped.
Yeah, exactly. So it's quite regimented and quite sort of set in its way. Well, let's talk about the breakup itself, where it came from. Was it basically you guys sat down and thought, well, has Madina Lake run its course? Is this all we can really do with it? Or was it kind of the case where you thought, okay, let's, give it a break now and let's just go our separate ways and do our separate things?
Yeah, it was a confluence of both of those things. Now you've got, I'm married and Nathan's married and Dan's married. Dan just had a kid, so he moved back to be near his parents, so his wife could get help while he's on tour. And Mateo moved back to Bogota to be by his family. So, as we're putting the pieces of our life back together, we had just enough time to realize how messed up everything was and how being away for 7 years was hurting all the loved ones in our lives.
Yeah.
So, in realizing that, rebuilding it, and then realizing, we can't really keep doing this, certainly not to the intensity that we were doing it. But the rub there is then if we stop doing that, you can't sustain a living, because if in a band the size of our band, being, I guess, mid-sized, you simply can't sustain financially. You can't sustain life unless you're constantly on the road, and that just wasn't realistic for us anymore. So it's kind of sad. We're almost forced out of the game,
Yeah, exactly. And it is sad to have to sit and watch that. A band like Madina Lake, whose music has touched so many people, and what they've accomplished in the time that they have been a band, as he said, getting forced out of the music industry. Matt Leone, the bassist of Madina Lake on Kerrang Radio. My name's John Mahon. Let's break for some music. This is Madina Lake with Here I Stand. On the other side, Matt's going to be chatting about what he's going to be working on in the future.
But I wish I was someone else. Anyone but me.
Madina Lake on Kerrang Radio with Here I Stand. Good morning, my name's John Mahon, and I'm joined by the bassist of Madina Lake, Mr. Matt LEONE. He's kindly taken some time out of his schedule to have a bit of a chat to me about, well, what the crack is and what's happened with Madina Lake and sort of why they're breaking up and what's happening next. And quite a few people are looking upon it in quite a negative way, which is like, oh, Madina Lake are over, that's pretty much going to be it. But also, when you look at the stuff that you guys achieved over the years, I mean, signing to Roadrunner in 2006, the release of your 3 studio albums, the first album which completely, you know, shot you guys off into sort of a very, very sort of serious band into the public eye, and then, you know, the tours that you've done downloads, you've done a lot in the time that you have been active as a band. So I mean, people looking at it in a negative way should sort of smile a bit, because what you guys have achieved in the time period that you've done it has been incredible. Well,
it's so really wonderful to hear that. So first of all, thank you so much for the words. Yeah, we're trying to sort of brand the tour as a celebration of the things that you just said, like, you know, celebrating the fact that we actually did accomplish what we set out for, and sadly, you know, all good things have come to an end, you know, at least, you know, I call it good from our perspective. I'm not putting words in other people's mouths, but yeah, you know, we've been fortunate enough to play above and beyond the level of our dreams.
What's next for you and the rest of the band then? What are you guys going to be working on in the future? Are you just going to go separate ways? Or I think I read somewhere that you and Nathan are looking at doing a Madina film together.
Yeah, we're in constant contact, particularly with Mateo. So we're gonna, in the immediate future, the 4 of us are gonna record an EP that we'll, you know, have available on our farewell tour. And then after that, Nathan and I have been asked to write a script for a Madina film, and it's more of a it's more of a true story. I mean, it's not a documentary, but it's more of a true story that just sort of chronicles the career. And that we did that, and the studio is interested in picking it up, so we're going to develop that. And in addition to that, there's a TV opportunity that we're not allowed to talk about yet, but we're going to do something on TV that's going to be pretty cool, because it'll be fulfilling creatively for us. So it's not just like a, you know, some cheeseball reality thing. It's like
you're not the Newcastle Jersey Shore.
Thankfully, no. Mateo's going to keep writing music, and Dan, I'm not sure. I mean, I think he's like giving drum lessons out in Philly, and I think he's just acclimating to a family lifestyle. So
yeah, awesome. Well, thank you very much for chatting to me today, Matt. It's been good to hear from you.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend.
Awesome, dude. Thank you very much for your time. Matt LEONE, ladies and gentlemen, chatting about Madina Lake's breakup and also the future, about what he's going to be working on. Right, let's get a tune on now. This is Rival Sons with Wild Animal on Kerrang.